A UN Security Council session devolved into clashes between the Russian and American ambassadors, both accusing each other of failures in Aleppo. The UN Under-Secretary General Stephen O'Brien also gave a very colourful address. He referred to the embattled city as a kill zone and gave a graphic but mostly poetic account of the situation in Aleppo, for which Russia's envoy Vitaly Churkin criticised him for.
We expect an objective analysis of the situation from the UN when they are invited to attend the Security Council meeting. This clearly did not happen here. Russia's been doing everything in its power to alleviate the plight of Aleppo citizens. The eastern part of the city is held hostage by armed groups like al-Nusra. Last week, in response to the UN's calls, Russian and Syrian forces established a pause in airstrikes. Planes have not come within 10 kilometers of the city for at least 8 days now. Mr. O'Brien, you did not say a word about this. You said that the residents of eastern Aleppo were sitting and waiting while chemical weapons exploded overhead. Tell us the facts and leave these kinds of stories for a novel, which you may write later.
When the time came for the Syrian representative to speak, US envoy Samantha Powers chose to leave the room to go and talk to the media. Earlier, she also claimed that the citizens of Aleppo were too frightened of Russia to exit the city when given the chance.
Russia made an announcement about 6 humanitarian corridors and urged people to take those corridors, including people with arms, as the Russian ambassador recalled, but also medical evacuations and so forth. But those families and those individuals, notwithstanding their grave and potentially fatal injuries, were terrified. They were terrified about entrusting their fates to the people who'd been bombing their neighborhoods.
Ambassador Powers resorted to her own favorite tactics, distorting Russia's stance to the point of absurdity, and then criticizing her own absurd interpretation. Ambassador Powers said that civilians did not leave eastern Aleppo out of fear. We agree, of course, it's terrifying to live there, but to depart is also frightening. So he said the United States could guard Castello Road, together with our army, so it could be used freely to deliver humanitarian goods and to exit eastern Aleppo. The United States refused this offer. How can you then complain about the humanitarian situation and ask, what can we do? What can we do? We told you what to do, to have the Russian and American military work together on Castello. You said no, let Russia take care of that. Let Russians expose themselves to danger and the bullets of terrorists, not us. This is not fair.